Welcome everyone to the first Fayetteville Men's March Against Violence. I'm Jeff Glover. I'm one of the organizers, and I thank you so much for being here today. I thank you for standing together against family violence in our community, for standing against domestic violence and standing against child abuse. So your support makes a lot of impact. This conversation that we're starting here today will make the difference in the lives of others. All right, well, why are we here today? What are we trying to achieve? Well, we've already done part of it. We're trying to raise awareness about domestic violence and family violence in our community. And you are helping to do that. So one goal has already been achieved, okay? Another thing is we're trying to show support to our community's victims of abuse and violence. And this conversation helps with that. We're also trying to give an alternative to show that there's a better way for men who are struggling with violence in their relationships, that there's plenty of men who have figured this out, who can offer some assistance and some help, and to, like I said, give an alternative, to model something different. And then the last thing is I'm seeking your commitment or your recommitment to solving the challenges that we all experience in life, right? We have choice in that. And if we do it through peaceful and nonviolent ways, then we're making a difference not only in our families, but beyond. And so I'm asking for your commitment with that. And I think our shared commitment together today helps bring this issue further out of darkness and more into the light, and it does have impact on others. I think we have to hold ourselves to a high standard and to reach out and help those who are in need and to help teach others. And I'll leave you with this. Peace begins with me. And I know y'all have heard that before. But it also begins with all of you, and it ends with a safer, more supportive, and healthy Fayetteville for all of our neighbors. So thank you very much for being here. And I'd like to introduce Mayor Lionel Jordan, who's going to read a proclamation for today.
What an absolutely great day. I mean, we live in a world where we see a lot of violence and hate and hurt, and you can come to a gathering like this and know that you're about to change the whole world. And that's what's great about this, because I believe there's three things. We have three guiding principles in this city. That is an open door, an open mind, and an open heart, where we care and love one another and serve one another. And that's what changes it. And when I see all of us gathering together, one may not make a tremendous amount, but you put all of us together, we change the world. So I brought a proclamation that I would like to read today. Whereas October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and whereas violence of any kind, but especially violence in the home, is offensive to this community and an affront to the dignity and peace for us all. And whereas the good men of Fayetteville stand together on this day to commit protecting our homes, our families, our neighborhoods, and this remarkable city by participating in neighborhood watch programs and reporting suspicious violent activity, teaching young men and women that violence will not solve all of life's problems, and that respectful deeds and thoughts toward women and children are the ultimate expressions of manhood. Working in partnership with public safety agencies to identify and suppress violent activities of all kinds, and embracing the notion that good, upstanding men make a positive and substantial difference in the quality of life for all citizens of Fayetteville. Now, therefore, I, Lionel Jordan, Mayor of the City of Fayetteville, Arkansas, do hereby proclaim Friday, October 28, 2011 as Fayetteville's Men's March Against Violence Day in Fayetteville, Arkansas. Woo! Witness whereof I have hereunto set my hand and caused the seal of the City of Fayetteville, Arkansas to be affixed on the 20th day of October 2011. Let us change the world. Thank you.
I wanted to say that I want to call this the first annual Fayetteville Men's March Against Violence. Let's do it again next year. That's been great walking over the hill with you guys. I love that. And I'll tell you this, one of the proudest things in my career has been marching with others. And sometimes that's you're like sneaking up on a meth lab through the woods, single file. Sometimes it's running in cadence, which isn't my favorite thing to do, but it's a very proud moment when you're running in cadence. Or taking back a neighborhood that some thug has decided that they're going to claim as their own, and we go take it back for the citizens of Fayetteville. Or today, when you march shoulder to shoulder and not get lightning on you. I'll be brief. You march shoulder to shoulder with people who have a like vision. And today's vision is about domestic violence. It's about violence of any kind. And we say today in Fayetteville that violence is repugnant. We are offended by it in Fayetteville, Arkansas, and it's unacceptable. Do we say that?
Yes.
Well, good. And I can keep going because here's what I want to say. We are doing just fine in Fayetteville, Arkansas relative to violence. We are below the national standard. We always have work to do, but this is a safe place to live, and I'm glad for that. Nationally, the statistics are that violence is going down as well. But across the board, every community still has unacceptable numbers when it comes to domestic violence. Too many. One is too many. Here's the good news. This is a department, this is a city that takes this very seriously. We're very aggressive about pursuing people who do this, and I'm glad to work in that kind of department. That's where I want to be. We had a guy a couple of years ago, I was working a case. He and his friends did an armed robbery with a gun. And he was making a confession. He said, I told them not to do it. They said, yeah, we're going to do this. And I said, you can't even slap your wife in Fayetteville without the police coming down on you. What do you think they're going to do if we do a gun crime? And I loved it. That was great. Because I want the thugs to know that if you are going to be violent in Fayetteville, Arkansas, we're going to come get you. That's the message we want to send each and every time. Now, this is a vision. You walk up that hill and you got the bagpipes in front of you and you got all these good men marching with you, and it's a vision. Visions don't happen if you don't say, I'm going to put it to action. So if we're having this shared experience of we're standing firm against violence, we're drawing a line in the sand, and we mean it, then the next step is some action. So when Jeff says, I've got a book for you to sign and we want to communicate more, or you hear that volunteers are needed at the shelter, or there's a Watchdog Dad program that needs to be started at an elementary school, or just we need to talk to our kids and say, I'm your parent, or I'm your coach, or I'm your teacher, and I want to tell you that hitting hard out on the field is awesome. Hitting when we're angry and trying to control another person is unacceptable, and we won't have it here in Fayetteville, Arkansas. So that's a nice message. And I ask you to join me in that message. Be Samaritans with me. It's not easy to be a Samaritan. It takes courage and it takes some discipline. But everyone here can do that. And that's what you're asked today. That's the commitment you make. So I am very honored to be here with you today. I marched today for Dominic Doss, who was a 2-year-old boy that was murdered 2 years ago. His murderer was found guilty yesterday. I will never forget Dominic. Today is for him and all the other people who have been victimized in their own home. I'm honored that I was here with you today, and I thank you very much.
Thanks.